All right, so tonight was just one of those fun wins for the Padres, huh? Like it was smooth. I was never worried that they're going to lose this game. You could point to I guess early when it was 1-0 A's or it was 1-1, but you're facing the A's. And I felt at some point this Padres offense was going to come through and there were some big moments tonight from this offense. Obviously Nando and Crony having big home runs. Crony obviously made it 1-1. That pitch was down the middle. Cease, by the way, the homer that he gave up to Soderstrom, that ball should have been, I believe, more outside part of the plate, and that ball just ran more middle. Fastball, I think it was 95. And even if he's on the A's, that big league hitter is going to capitalize on that. But that was the only run that Cease allowed. He got back to being Dylan Cease, the Dylan Cease that we saw for a lot of the season, at the beginning of this season. He's had some rough patches, but I know it's the A's, but it's always good to see Cease deliver that type of outing for the Padres. And then Ha-Seong Kim gets to take advantage of maybe not the best route to the ball by Miguel Andujar there in left. Made it 2-1. Bottom five, Tatis with the homer. That was the most impressive part of the night for me. To have him take that pitch, which was, by the way, it was outside the strike zone, but he's able, I don't know if you guys have seen this as well, but some of the adjustments that he's covering that part of the plate, he's being selective. He's not chasing. For Tatis, some guys you might think that that's chasing, but for him, a fastball outside of the zone, it doesn't feel like it's outside the zone though, because he gets extended and he can get to that pitch, obviously. And the swing that he put on that was not a home run swing. That's a, hey, hopefully this can find a gap or maybe even a hard single. But because of his power, what he can get behind that, it ends up going out on a line drive. So he is just absolutely nuts right now. OPS over 1,000 in this long hitting streak that he's on. What is it, 15, 16 games, something like that? It's insane. He's made that adjustment. He didn't look comfortable earlier this season. It was not that long ago where he was kind of freezing up a little bit on his load. It looks more fluid, more relaxed. The leg kicks back. And this is MVP Fernando Tatis Jr. Like, that's who we're seeing right now. We know what he brings in right field defensively with his arm, with the speed, the glove, obviously, the platinum glove last year. So, I mean, this is where when Tatis is playing this well, you're just at the point as a Padres fan and someone that talks about this team all the time. I don't really know what to say more than what I have said, and other than like he's just super fun to watch right now. He is when Nando is like this, you can make the argument he is the most fun baseball player to watch in all of Major League Baseball. And other fans, they might want to call me biased because there's other fun players to watch as well. But Nando, he's just one of those guys that I can watch him play like this all day long. And he can do things that other great players in the league can't do as well. So great job out of Nando tonight with that homer. And then they take advantage. There was that light outage, right? And that was kind of a cool moment at Petco where it took some time for the lights to come back on. And all the Padres fans, they had their phones out with the flashlight. And I'm not someone that goes to a bunch of concerts, but I've seen what that looks like a little bit. And that's what I think it reminded a lot of us of there in that moment. And then Merrill, that was another really impressive moment. It was Tatis that going oppo, and then Merrill, what he did there, because that ball is, I think, 100 on that pitch. It was low and in, and quick swing, gets the bat through the zone super quick, and shoots it up the middle into center, and that brings in Crony. This guy's a professional hitter. He is a leader by example. I talked about this on the show yesterday. Just some of the quotes that he's had this year. I mean, he hasn't really said anything wrong to the media this year. And I know that's not what's most important, but his play has been encouraging as well. We got to remember that this guy is my age, and I couldn't even imagine being in a big league batter's box facing 100 and just shooting it right up the middle and transitioning from short to center field in spring training. and playing as good of a center field as he has. So Merrill, this is one that the Padres have hit on. I know it's his rookie year and things could, some guys have gotten off to good starts in their careers and then it ends up not being what we thought it was going to be. But right now, Merrill looks legit, and it's not just because it would be one thing if, oh, he has like this great power, and I don't know if he's going to keep doing that. If the power's not there one year and he keeps striking out, then that's a problem. That's not who Jackson Merrill is. He is a line drive hitter. He wants to help this team win in any way that he can. And so that's part of how, and he's playing well defensively. He has speed. So that's where I'm encouraged by, like, no, I think this could be sustainable for Jackson Merrill. Kim almost hit a home run on that sac fly. Manny was pinch ran for. Tyler Wade went in there. Manny could have done that, but obviously you don't want to push it there with Manny. It was good to see him back in the lineup. I know he had at least one hit today. 2 for 4. OPS, trying to get that thing up to 700, which sucks saying when we're talking about Manny Machado, but that's where we're at right now. Tatis, obviously, he got off to a slow start, then he has really gotten going, and look where his OPS is now. So hopefully we can find that run there, not just a run, but consistent great baseball from Manny, from Tatis, and I think we're going to see some good wins like tonight if we can get that from that big combo from the Padres, that duo, because there's talent around those guys, obviously. We know that. Cease tonight, 6 innings, 1 earned run, just walked one guy, struck out 8. Sure, Padres fans, if you want to be negative, I don't want to do that. But if you want to be negative and say, oh, it's the A's, of course, that's what you should do. You should have a clean win like this. Yeah, that's what you should do. But this Padres team has had an issue with doing that consistently against these bad teams. And this is one game. The Padres could drop the next two. And then I'm talking here on Wednesday, disappointed in what happened in this series. But it's a good start. That's all I can talk about right now, at least in this series. It's a good outing. I thought Jeremiah, in terms of good outings, Robert Suarez comes back, an inning of work. Good to see him, alive. That's great because he hadn't pitched in over a week. His ERA is .67. De Los Santos, I was not expecting him to come in the 8th inning. I thought they were going to go with Estrada for 4 outs because he came in for Morahone in that 7th inning, got the final out, and he only threw 4 pitches. So I thought that they were like, yeah, of course you're going to run him back out there for 4 outs. So you don't have to have a bridge to Suarez. Just go Estrada, Suarez, and get the game done there. But credit to De Los Santos. I know he walked a guy, but struck out a couple. His ERA is under 3, by the way. So I know I've seen some people call Enyo De Los Santos Enyo De Los Meatballs, but that's been some of the outings. For most of the year, he's been really good. Morahone, by the way, 2.08 ERA. Suarez, .67. Estrada, .86. Yuki, by the way, for the most part this year, he's been pretty solid. So this bullpen, again, it's rounding into shape. It's one of the strengths of this Padres team, and it feels like that's what we say almost every year under A.J. Preller, and that's one of A.J.'s strengths. There's things that we can get on him about, but especially back end of the bullpen, it's not really something that you can be criticizing A.J. for. So another great crowd tonight, over 38,000, almost 39,000 at Petco Park for a Monday night Padres-A's. Just shows how great this fan base is, how great this city is, how much we love this Padres team. And yeah, by the way, props to those that I saw some of the sell shirts or sell signs out there at Petco Park tonight. So props to you guys with the whole A's ownership and everything that's going on there. As San Diegans, we know that feeling, so it's great to see some San Diegans supporting that as well. But this was just one of those where, and the Padres have had a couple of these recently here on this homestand. Just a good win. Not a whole, I'm surprised I went 9 minutes here. Not a whole lot to talk about in this win, just positives, not really much to complain about. Just they got the job done. They won a game that they should have won. You had a Dylan Cease start. Go win this baseball game. You're playing at home, packed crowd, and that's what they did.